good morning to you. I'm Tawna Thomas. Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning, Monday, July 7, 2025. Information Minister condemns a PNP attack on rural school bus program. And the PNP's Peter Bunting says he will not apologize for criticism of the buses. Jamaica Debates Commission in heightened preparation mode for general election debates. In regional news, a veteran Caribbean journalist, Ricky Singh, dies at 88. International news, at least 81 dead in Texas floods. In sports, Darren Sammy laments his players' inconsistency following the West Indies 133 loss against Australia. And in business, Trump threatens extra 10% tariff on nations siding with BRICS. The details after the break.
Are you looking for a place where your imagination can blossom into something amazing? Where you can be as creative as you dare with facilitators who will prepare you to succeed in a global career? Or maybe you're looking for a place that practices tertiary level education in a practical way? Then you belong at the Vocational Training Development Institute, VTDI. Become the best you can be. You belong here. VTDI, empowering people, transforming lives.
Catch the first news of the day. A comprehensive package of local, international, sports, and business news. The news at 6 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. Information Minister Senator Dana Morris-Dixon has condemned what she describes as a vulgar attack by the opposition PNP on the rural school bus program. The PNP has launched a coordinated attack on the government's plan to provide transportation to thousands of students living in rural Jamaica, decrying the use of what it says are old buses. Golding continued the line of attack during an address to comrades in West Portland recently.
And I see your MP coming with his old bus plan. These old buses that he wants to say is going to provide a solution, a transport solution. It's going to be pure problem, I tell you that. Our solution is to empower the taxi drivers and the bus drivers of Jamaica with a subsidy that we will pay them so they can carry the pick to them, and you don't have to find all that money. And we're starting with 20,000 families, and as the economy improves, we're going to grow it till we're providing a proper subsidy across the nation to all who need it. And the transport sector, the private operators, the little man, them who have them Pro Box and them have them AR wagon, and they will be the beneficiaries of the money that is going to run for that program.
Mark Golding, opposition leader. But according to Minister Morris-Dixon, the PNP's line of attack is shameful.
I am extremely disappointed to hear the baseless attack on the rural school bus system. These buses are used in the United States and Canada. They are manufactured in accordance with the safety specifications of the U.S. Department of Transportation, and they undergo a rigorous maintenance and inspection regime before and after arriving in Jamaica. Our student safety is our foremost priority.
Senator Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon, Minister of Education. And Minister Morris-Dixon says parents can rest assured that the buses will meet the requisite safety standards.
Upon arrival, each bus undergoes a comprehensive inspection and fitness testing consistent with international best practices, and they will be serviced regularly to ensure continued reliability. These buses will be equipped with GPS tracking that allows parents to monitor their child's journey in real time, with onboard cameras, speed limiters, geofencing.
Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon, Minister of Education. Meanwhile, an unrepentant Peter Bunting says he will not withdraw scathing comments he has made about the government's rural school bus program. Speaking at a PNP meeting in Christian on Sunday, Senator Bunting says he would not allow his children to ride on what he describes as old buses.
Yes, I raised the alarm and warned, so we don't want to kill our poor people quickly with some more bus. And I make no apology for that. And let us do some background. These buses that they're bringing in, these are not pre-owned vehicles. These are retired old bus. Many are over 10 to 15-year-old with hundreds of thousands of miles on the clock. So when I sound the alarm, we don't care what the labor rights say or who they say we are.
Peter Bunting, the opposition spokesman on security. Meanwhile, opposition spokesman on transport, Michael Phillips, says the PNP's main problem is with the way in which the bus program is being implemented.
A couple of weeks ago, I challenged the Minister of Transport, who only know to call people bad mind. I challenge him to a debate on public transport. But at no time, comrades, did the People's National Party ever say that we are against a school bus system to transport our children. Never. Where we have a difference is how we're going to do it. And our plan is a better plan than what they have.
Michael Phillips, opposition spokesman on transport. Member of Parliament for Eastern St. Andrew, Favour Williams, is denouncing the vandalism of her political posters in the constituency. Speaking with Nationwide News, Williams says she has urged her supporters not to retaliate.
This is not where we should be in Jamaica. I have an opponent in the constituency now. That opponent started putting up her flags and posters, and I indicated to everyone that we do nothing about those posters and those flags. You know, even when people are saying to me, "Oh, Mrs. Williams, MP. I said, no, we live in a democracy. The opposition is free to put up posters and flags and whatever else they want to put up. We're going to leave them, and they were up for the longest while. And so it was really shocking to me when I started to put up my posters and flags that I saw where they were taken down and some of them were vandalized.
Mrs. Williams says the manner in which the posters were damaged made her uncomfortable.
It was very shocking to me to discover that not only were posters and flags damaged, but the way in which they were damaged sent shocks through my system. Because when I looked at it, it looked as if somebody took a knife and just went down the middle. I looked at my face and my eyes were pierced out, and I can't tell you the feeling, the chill that went through me.
Favour Williams, MP for Eastern St. Andrew. MPs and caretakers from both major political parties have complained about their election posters being vandalized. Now, the Jamaica Debates Commission says it's in heightened preparation mode for national debates ahead of the next general election. Chairman of the Jamaica Debates Commission, Brian Schmidt, spoke with our news centre on the weekend.
From a technical point of view, we are as ready as we can be. From a production point of view, we are pretty much as ready as can be at this point, because of course we don't know when the elections are being held, and as such we have no idea when the debates will be held. And of course we don't have any special crystal ball or intel that lets us know the date before anyone else. We find out the date of the elections the same time as the general public, and what happens is that we have literally 1 week in which to air and present the first of, in this case, 3 debates, because we're moving into a general election. So it's 3 debates as compared to the local government elections where there are just 2 debates.
There will be a leadership debate between Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness and opposition leader Mark Golding. There will be a debate on the economy and a debate on social issues. Those two debates will be a showdown between teams of three representing both the GLP and the PNP. Schmidt says a sponsorship is now being sought to cover the attendant costs.
At this point, we have some confirmations and we are in deep discussions with a number of entities. But at this point, we do not have the level of sponsorship that we require. But, I am confident that we will reach there because, what tends to happen is when people have a greater sense of what is happening or it is closer to the election, the potential election date, the sense of urgency will kick in and so on. So I think we will get there, but it's a process. It takes some time.
Brian Schmidt, chairman of the Jamaica Debates Commission. And Brian Schmidt says the Jamaica Debates Commission has decided to stage a team debate on the economy that replaces the usual showdown between the finance minister and their opposition shadow.
This time around, the debate on the economy is going to be a team debate. The reason being that when we have done our post-debate research, which we have done after every debate, that has been a debate that has the least audience attention. And what the audience has said in their feedback is that it's a bit too, let me not say difficult, it's a little bit too unrelatable for them because it's all about figures and so on. But what they are very excited about are team debates. So our mandate is to get as many people involved in the process as possible. So we said, okay, we're going to try a team debate this time around and see if we can get more people involved and interested in that debate.
Brian Schmidt, chairman of the Jamaica Debates Commission. State Minister in the Ministry of Tourism, Senator Delano Seawright, says airline seat capacity from Latin America into Jamaica will double this summer compared to 2024.
Copa Airlines alone will be operating 12 flights per week between Panama City and Montego Bay and Kingston with load factors of around 86%. LatAm continues non-stop flights between Lima, Peru and Montego Bay, Jamaica. And we also have new charter services between Ecuador and Montego Bay, Jamaica that will bring over 1,000 additional visitors this summer.
Together, Copa Airlines and LatAm Airlines are now providing more than 10,000 seats per month into Jamaica during July and August, marking a historic high in connectivity from Latin America. Senator Seawright says this increase bodes well for the tourism industry.
What this does is that it translates directly into more jobs for Jamaicans, more business for hotels, Airbnbs, restaurants, ground transportation operators, attractions, and so on, and more money circulating in communities from Negril through to Kingston. So these are the tangible results of our strategy to diversify our market streams, grow tourism, and improve lives and livelihoods across the island.
Senator Delano Seawright, a State Minister of Tourism. The new president of the Caribbean Court of Justice, CCJ, Winston Anderson, is urging Jamaica and other Caribbean countries to become full members of its appellate jurisdiction. Justice Anderson was sworn in during the 49th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community on Sunday. Mahira Stewart has that story.
I, Winston Charles Anderson, having been appointed a president of the Caribbean Court of Justice, do hereby swear that I will faithfully exercise the office of President of the Caribbean Court of Justice without fear or favor, affection or ill will, and in accordance with the Code of Judicial Conduct. So help me God.
That was the moment Justice Winston Anderson became not only the first Jamaican president of the CCJ, but also the youngest at the age of 49. Justice Anderson replaces Justice Adrian Saunders at the helm of the regional court. The decision to appoint Justice Anderson was made at the 48th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of CARICOM held in Barbados in February this year. In his acceptance speech, Justice Anderson aimed a light-hearted jab at Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness as he urged those countries not yet a part of the CCJ's appellate jurisdiction to join the fray.
After 20 years, the court has still not attracted full support of all eligible states for the appellate jurisdiction, with 5 out of a possible 11 states joining that jurisdiction. I am hopeful that during my tenure, other states will fulfill their treaty obligations and become full members of the appellate jurisdiction. And I'm looking straight ahead as I uttered those words.
Justice Anderson says he, alongside the Caribbean judiciary, must continue to work to make the region the ideal place to live.
As I assume the office of President of the Court, I do so not in isolation, but as part of a broader regional movement of national judiciaries dedicated to delivering accessible justice, ensuring respect for and advancing the rule of law, protecting and promoting human rights, and supporting sustainable development in our countries. As members of the judiciary, we share in the responsibility to make the Caribbean the place of choice to live, work, raise families, do business, and retire in peace and security.
Justice Anderson was born in St. Anne in 1960. He says his Jamaican roots are a key part of the man he has become.
This moment is not mine alone. It belongs to all those who shaped my journey, which began in the quiet of rural St. Anne, the Garden Parish in the heart of Jamaica. My upbringing was modest, but rich in lessons molding me into the person I am today. My community was one where values such as discipline, hard work, integrity, respect, and perseverance were taught by example. These lessons have lit the mileposts of my life from a young boy to today.
Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says that Justice Anderson's appointment marks a proud moment for the region.
To the Honourable Mr. Justice Winston Anderson, I extend warm and sincere congratulations. Your appointment is a moment of pride, not only for Jamaica, but for the entire region. You bring to this office a distinguished legal mind, a profound commitment to Caribbean jurisprudence, and decades of service grounded in scholarship and vision. You bring to this presidency a wealth of experience, including being the founding chairman of the court's educational arm. Your scholarly and judicial work continues to shape regional jurisprudence and inspire the next generation of Caribbean legal minds.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. And that's it for the local segment of the news.